how do we build wealth in terms of savings with this little amount of money?
To say that your question is very valid because I've been to meetings myself where I look at the audience and I'm hearing the figures they are mentioning. I'm like, you don't know what these people are going through because it does not sound like the environment. And that can be, it makes it look like we have an excuse. Oh, see the money she's calling. No wonder she's talking about saving. If she knows how much I'm earning, she will not be talking about it. So you already lose that particular audience. But I would say that savings is a culture. Savings is not about the amount of money. It's about building a culture. So let's even look at it from that angle first. Say, okay, even if I earn 15,000, can I try and save 500 naira? What are you doing? It's not like that 500 naira one day become 1 million by next year or next week. But let me learn the character, the virtue called the act of savings. It gets to a point in your life, if you are used to savings, that you are not comfortable not saving. So you are trying to build a culture. So it doesn't matter how much you earn. And even if your savings at the end of 1 year would be 50,000 and mine will be 5 million, both of us saved. I think that's where to start from. Look at it as a culture. And then the next thing to look at is that no matter how much you have, you can save from it. I like the analogy my husband will use a lot of times. He will say, if you say, because I'm earning 50,000, that's why I'm not saving. Let me ask you a question. Has there ever been a time where your alert came in and because of one bank charges or the other, 1,000 got deducted? So it became 49. Did you die? So it means he's always saying that if you can live with 50,000, live on 50,000, you can actually live on 49. So I would say concerning that question on savings and that saving from small amount, let's start from there. If you can live on 30,000, you can live on 25,500. So you can live on 29,500. If you can live on 15,000, it means you can live on 14,000 naira too. If that 1,000, that 500 will not kill you. You will still provide. So let's look at the act of building a character called savings, not even about the amount first when it comes to anything like that.
Amazing. Please, can we all give her a round of applause? That's amazing. It's not really about the saving the money. It's about you building that culture of saving. Okay, so Faith. So last week when you and your husband was talking, you guys were talking about budget, right? And trust me, I budget. I budget. But trust me, I give myself 2 weeks. I'll go back to default setting. You have even forgotten that there's a budget somewhere. So how does one actually discipline oneself with budgeting? Because sincerely, you say transport this month is 40K, and before you know it, something just happens and the fuel has increased and it becomes 50K. You bought food last month. You spend about 50K on food. This month you budgeted that 50K. This month you are seeing it has turned to 60K. So how does one actually control oneself? And also with black tax, you understand? There's a part of black tax, something that you don't expect just comes up, and after you have done everything, one time I posted, you have done all the things that you have to do in terms of budgeting. You have paid for this, then you just be like, okay, let me just enjoy this month. That's when your charger will now decide to do something. Generator will now decide to do something. Or pumping machine that has been working 10 years just comes up. So how can one actually really discipline oneself with budgeting?
All right. Good morning, church. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here again. Yeah, so we spoke on budgeting last week, and if we could remember the key points, showing myself and my husband when we spoke about that point, the key point was discipline. See, truth is, in life, there will always be challenges. Things will always come up to make you feel like, okay, I have set out this particular thing to do. I can still fall short. But trust me, when you're disciplined enough to know that this is what I want to do, you will definitely achieve it. And the truth about budgeting is that it's not easy. It's not easy. Like you said, you might actually have a list of things you want to do for a particular month, for a particular week, or for a particular period. And something else will come up. And you just ask yourself, okay, what should I do at that point in time? Trust me, at that point in time, you can't do anything. All you have to do is to be disciplined. I give an example of we went to a shop to get to just do a window shopping, and I saw something I loved. I love it so much, and that thing was just a little amount, 3,000 or 4,000. If we take out 4,000 from our money, it won't kill us. We will not go hungry. But because we have mapped out a particular plan and said this is what we are sticking to at that point in time, we stuck to it and nothing happened. So the trick about budgeting is that, see, whatever happens, don't change your mind. Don't say, because there is this particular word we youth we use these days. You only live once, nothing will happen. I can't kill myself. But think about it. If you keep telling yourself you can't kill yourself for like 3-4 months, at the end of the day, you kill yourself. Because that plan you were actually targeting to meet, you will not meet it definitely. And like Shola said, black tax, oh Jesus, that's the most common form of I don't want to call it
Do
wastage.
you want to explain what black task means?
How many of us know what black tax is? Just Elizabeth. You know where, for instance, you come from a family of 7, you come from a family of 8, and you're seemingly the only person doing well in that family. Tomorrow you have a brother, then I tell your sister, please, I need 1,000 naira for this. Tomorrow your mom will come up, I need 2,000 naira for my shoe. The next day, your dad will come up, I need this for my. See, the funny thing is that, we look at all these expenses and we think they are naughty, but by the time we aggregate all of these monies, that's when you know that resources are going out from you. So black tax simply means they are taxing you for some responsibilities you ought not to take care of. Praise God. And we need to be mindful, we need to be watchful as youths. It has happened to me. I mean, I come from a family where, by God's grace, we are doing well and all of that. But I'm the last child in my family, and I have nephews, I have niece. And sometimes we'll just cry, Auntie, please, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. It's not like I'm stingy or I don't want to give. But it's because I have made plans for my funds at some certain point in time. I can't just do it. It's like I said, allow them to call you stingy. Allow them to call you wicked. You're planning for yourself and for the future. There was one time Pastor spoke about that thing, and he really got to me, and I asked him a question, sir. So what if you come across a particular thing? Does it mean that you're being wicked to your family? And he said no. A time will come when you keep on doing that thing, and at the end of the day, you just notice that you don't have anything for yourself again. Not because you don't want to keep for yourself, but because you've expanded your door, you've opened your door to allow such things to happen. So what am I saying in essence? Discipline is the watchword to make sure we are strict with our budget. Whatever happens, make sure you stick to those things you have actually mapped out for yourself. And at the end of the day, you just see that, I've been able to save some things, I've been able to curb some wastages in my life, and you will end up being happy with yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Please, can we give her a round of applause? Amazing. So, if you remember last week, Faith and her husband, even though last week they were just using my husband, my wife, wanted to use to kill us. I'm wondering. Okay, so they talk about keeping the money that you have. So we are talking about keeping the money that you have currently. So we'll talk about increasing the one that you have. Do you understand? So we're talking about keeping the money. So Pastor Itoru, we are young people, and there's so many frivolities out there that we want to enjoy. Why that is happening, we want to wear the trendy shoes, we want to look good, we want to have the nice nails, we want to eat pizza and enjoy the good things, you understand? And then we talk about savings. How do we balance it that there are some people who they save to the point that you'll be wondering, you understand? So how do we, when do we enjoy ourselves as young people while we are still saving? How do we do that?
Okay, so first I would say that there's really no stage in life you get to that you don't see things that you want. I know there are some people who can afford everything that they want. We know there are people who can afford everything. But an average person would always see things that you want. I walked into a shop in the course of the week, and I remember coming back home and I was telling one of my sons, I said, it's like someone should just take me there now and say, go and pick what you want. I came back, I couldn't stop dreaming about the things I saw there. But because of what she said, I had to walk away. I could afford it. If I transfer money, nobody would die. But that's not my priority. So I walked away. But he paid me shao. So till I came home, I kept describing it. After a while, I was telling them, after one of them said, "Don't worry, I will take you there." I say, "How soon?" Because they go buy and finish. I will laugh. So there's really no stage in life you get to where you will not see things that you want, but you have to prioritize your need over. That's first. So it's not only you. I'm basically saying it's not only you wearing those shoes. Even your mom, even your father, even those you think they have everything they need, they are still wearing those shoes. So it still comes back to building a character where you can see things and remove your eyes. Where you can see things you so desperately want and you remove your eyes. So first thing I would say is one thing I learned. I don't know, it was one of these classes like this that I heard it somewhere. And they said, if you want the thing so much, go home first. Give it 24 hours. If it's so pressing your heart, then come back and buy it. You will not die. Because many times when you go home first, you will now see clearly. And then within that 24 hours, you'll be able to tell yourself if you still really, really want that thing. And then you can now say, okay, well, for 24 hours, I've still longed for this thing. Let me go and pick it up. So, but there's a place of enjoying yourself. So, as you make money, if you keep making money, and like she said, you keep sending, everybody's calling you, you are sending, you are doing this. After a while, you can even get to a point where you become depressed. You feel useless, you feel worthless. Because you look back, you can't really see what you worked for. So, it's okay to spend. But it is more important, one, have a budget. Two, save. In fact, saving is as little as from today now. I mean, he then did it last week. He revived, whether he either revived or opened his piggy vest account. It's as little as that. Open the piggy vest first and lock an amount first. Even if it's 200 and lock it there first and survive without it. Then continue. You have started saving. That's what I'm saying. Now, to the aspect of budget, it's not until you do it the way they do it, 4 columns and 5. You don't need all of that first. Just make a list of the things you need. Then prioritize some, put some as A, B. So tag everything. Everything should be A, B, C. So you look at that thing. This is A. This one is B. This one is C. Oh, this one is A. So maybe you have 6 A's, 3 B's, 11 C's. It means that when money comes, the things on A list have to go first. Then the things on B list will consider next. Then C list. Maybe C list is this taking care of yourself. But maybe at times money now comes and you cannot do the A list. But if there's something in the B list it can do for you that will still make you happy, you pick that one first, like that. So let's even start from there. Just have a small journal where you write down the things you need to do with money. You already started budgeting. So, what one thing will I advise that you do if you're in a situation where you need to take care of yourself and things are not getting easier and they are saying save, save, save? Increase your value creation. Just search around you. There's something you can do to make money. There's something you can do to make money. For a student here, in fact, if you're a young person awaiting admission, especially if you're a male and you are awaiting admission, I want to encourage you. Please walk up to the barber shop close to your house. Tell the guy, I no get work. I just want to help you for the meantime before I go school. You are not paying for learning because you did not come to learn. You came to help him. When it's time, go and buy fuel. When it's time, on generator. Before school resumes, you will know how to barb. The good thing is, you no longer need electricity. Buy a clipper that is rechargeable. Very good one. Between now, start saving on that in that account. Before school resumes, buy a good clipper. That can charge well. Good one, no. Make sure it's a barber that bought it for you. Trustworthy barber. By the time you walk in the salon, you already know the good one. Then you buy it as you are going to school. Charge it in your hostel. If others are barbing air, 800, 1,000, charge 700 from your course mates. And see if the devil from your family can stop you from progressing. It's that simple. So break it down to that level. Just make up your mind. Look around you. What value can I create so that people can pay me money? Can I sell something? Can I add some more? What extra can I do so that I can make more? If it looks like what you have is not enough, that means the next line of action is to go and make more money.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma. Does anybody have any question regarding this keeping, saving money? Any question? Okay.
Okay, praise God. So my question is, so I hear this thing, emergency funds. I don't know if it's the same as black tax, but then I'm like, isn't savings the same as emergency funds? Because man, I'm saving, yeah. So why do I need like to save for emergency kidney funds again?
All right. Thank you for that. Well, some people tend to actually categorize savings as emergency funds. But like we said last week, emergency funds is something is It's like a particular money that you can easily fall on when an emergency happens. For instance, now let's say you were mistakenly told to leave your job, like your paid job, for some time for a period of 1 to 3 months, and at that point in time, there is no source of income again. Now, it is advisable that you have at least up to 3 months of what you usually spend. For instance, you spend like 100K every month. It is advisable that you have at least 300K. That's for 3 months. That can actually take you through that period when you're out of job or you don't have any other thing to fall back on at that point in time. So that's what emergency funds. It's different. It's entirely different from black tax. Now, what am I saying? For me, I don't think I would classify savings as emergency funds. It's good to have savings, such that, in fact, why the reason why it's called savings is because just lock it up there and don't even touch it, don't even break it. But emergency funds, know that, yes, I mean, because of the way things are going, you would definitely go and have it. You would definitely break the bank and also take it. So it's advisable to have emergency funds separately, and it's also advisable to have savings separately, so that in case of rainy days, God forbid, maybe there's a sickness you need to go to the hospital to pay for, you don't have a job again, something emergency happens, and that's why it's called emergency funds. You can easily fall back on it without even touching your savings. Praise God.
Okay. So I just want to add to that. Thank you so much. So I would say let's break savings like this: emergency funds, project funds, and then the one that you are saving for saving's sake, in the category of if anything happens, I lose my job, I can survive for 3 months. I'll say let's break it like that. So it doesn't have to be in one account. For instance, let me say you have a piggy vest account where you have locked up some money. That falls in the category of, oh, if my job goes and in 3 months I have to survive, that falls in that category. Then let me say you have another account with UBA, no ATM, no withdrawal booklet. I'm telling you something I do. I've done it now for maybe 6 years. In fact, the day I knew that I was doing well was when I got, in a month, I got 16,000 plus interest. 1 month. Just interest, 16,000 plus, correct. And no work for them. It looks small, but I didn't work for it. I mean, a bank gives you 16,000. You did not ask them. That means you have really done well for them. But why am I saying that? So look for some banks. Their interest is better. And put your that savings there that you know you will not touch. Each time I remember that interest I got 1 month. The next month I got 13,000 plus because I touched some money. Another month. After a while, that when I remember that interest, money that we entered that not work for, I don't feel like touching that money. So you can classify them that way. Project funds, even on Piggyverse. Now I saw that they was working on it, so that they have those funds now. They have it broken like that. Project funds, so you can divide it like that. But these emergency funds, if you have to keep running to your savings, the main savings each time you need emergency funds, that savings will not work because emergencies will still happen. You see that somebody will swallow cut last, or something will shall happen, but emergency will always happen. So it's separate from the funds.
Yes, so my question is, now everybody saying save this, save. So yes, I understand. It's not, I don't know how to put it now. Is for, how do I say it? To save, how do you like save? And you're saying save and leave it. Okay, I save for today. Okay, I'm good. I still have some money with me. I save for like continuously. Then let's say I save on Monday, like Thursday now. I don't have any money at all. And I have to go somewhere. What am I to do? It's very important. Because there's I say you save today and it saves you tomorrow. So that's
Okay,
for the saving
so
part.
yes, I totally understand. But let me ask you one question. If you didn't save that money, I'm asking all of us now, not to him, because that question belongs to all of us. If you didn't save that money, will you go out? What will you do if that money was not saved? Do just that. Because that money that you saved does not exist. That's even where to start from. That's why I said, don't make it too much. If you try to make it too much, that's when it's a struggle. For you, for instance, you have a skill. So you are blessed. Can I look for more places where I can give this same skill? Maybe if there's a day in the week that is free for you, is there any studio that I can give that same skill? Then that money I get from that studio is my savings because it was not existing before. I tell people when they increase your salary and you did not expect it, that's a good time to start saving. You were not expecting that increase. If they did not increase it, you will not die. So now that they've increased it by 25,000 or by 15,000, can you break it into two? Save 10, take 5, add, and be doing big girl. That way, but that savings, how I can answer that your question is, behave as if that money does not exist. Go and find any other thing you would do to make money if you did not have that money. Because if your mind keeps going back to that money, that you have money, you will use it.
Okay, sorry, one more question. Okay.
Sorry, let me add to that. Okay, so like Pastor Isi said, she said saving is actually a culture. And we shouldn't make savings a pattern whereby it will become burdensome on us. When it becomes burdensome on us, that's when you feel like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. For instance, I don't know if you know the 30-30-40 rule. Maybe you're earning 100K, 30, you save 50-30, or do you understand? The fact that you're earning 100K does not mean that when the 100K comes, you just pack 100K and just go and dump it in savings. Like it will choke you. In as much as you want to save, take out some portion to save and take out some portion that you would use for your own personal expenses. I call it operational expenses, something that you know that day to day I have to spend money on this thing. But whereby you get to use, like, save a larger chunk of your money, and at the end of the day, you start running helter skelter, it will become a burden, and that will just make you to lose the taste of savings completely. So make sure you actually portion your savings such that at the end of the day, it doesn't become a burden on you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will need to go to the next session. Next session. Thank you. After this, you can meet with the finance. Well, of course, you have to come with money
Forget it.
to pay. Oh, you can write it down. Okay. So one of the things I've also noticed, Pastor Ito, is that sometimes the reason why some of us save big chunk is because we want to feel responsible. So you see 200,000, you just save 150 because you just want to have that feel of this thing. Eventually, your savings will now start saving you, right? And sometimes I've also noticed that if money that doesn't come, when money doesn't come, you will find a way to manage the expense that's with you. But once money comes like this, one money you are not expecting comes like this, expenses will just start coming up. So just like what they have said, you have to just take your mind off it and try to manage yourself. So now we're going to the next session, which is wealth creation, right? Pastor Ito is already touching into that point where how can we have more with what we already have? We have talked about saving it, keeping it. How do we have more, right? In values, investment, and all that. So, Faith, can you tell us what are the other ways? I want you to focus more on investment. Why Pastor Ito would focus more on the value part of that's giving value and skills and all that. So in terms of investment, how can one have more?
Okay, praise God. So, in terms of investment, I'm speaking from the finance angle now. There are a couple of investment options that you can or one can diversify in. I think we spoke about some last week. We spoke about mutual funds. We spoke about treasury bills. I mean, all of these things, their interest might be little, but trust me, it really doesn't matter about how much you put there. It speaks about consistency. So you can start a mutual fund with as low as 20,000, with as low as 30,000. But if you're consistent with it over a period of time, within 4, 5, 6, 10 years, you notice that, oh, I have accumulated some amount of money for myself. There are mutual funds, there are treasury bills, real estate. Right now, in fact, I see people doing so well with real estate. Is a very, very good tool for investment. So if you're considering an investment option and you have so much money that you actually want to just dump into your wealth creation skill, consider real estate. Is a very, very good tool as well. Then there are stocks, stock markets. We have different finance houses now that deal in stocks, even as the ones that we know, like banks, Zenith banks, Access banks, and all of that. You can invest in their stocks. Like I said before, it doesn't matter how little. The end game of all of these things is just for you to be consistent. Yes, you might see that at the end of 2, 3 years, I might not have so much money I require, but how consistent are you? I believe that wealth creation actually starts in you building from, little. There is no way to actually get rich overnight except your Dangote or Otedela son. It starts from building from the little you have. So don't tell yourself, oh, I can't do this thing, I can't do that, I can't do that. So invest in stock markets. I mean, if you need more information on that, you can come and meet me personally. I don't think we have so much time to explore on that. But all of these options are there just for you to actually um, invest and create wealth. My husband spoke about partnerships and business. I think Pastor Iti we speak extensively on that. Those are areas to actually build yourself and acquire wealth over time. So it's not a deja vu. It's not something you just wake up and you find yourself into wealth. These are areas one can explore and just start from the little we have, and before you know it, it turns out into something big. Praise God.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. You want to add to what she said?
No, we can go.
Okay. So, um, to pastor it to now, talking about value. I've been in the corporate world for a little, for some time now, and one thing I've noticed is that the corporate world is brutal. It is brutal. If you are not giving value, you are no matter how good, how your boss likes you. If your boss likes you, it's because you are giving value, right? So if you stop giving value, just know that no matter how, it will one day it will just find a way to. So how as young people, and also I see on social media, you see a young person say, I read on one blog, someone is saying that I'm earning 2 million naira per month. How old are you? 24 years old. And you are wondering. Someone will say, I'm confused. I have 60 million naira in somewhere. And you are wondering, how are these people making this money? And sincerely, it's not, they are not doing fraud. Some people as young as 21, they are making money, like giving skills and earning from it. How can one position, how can we as young people position ourselves for this amount, this kind of wealth that we're able to have a currency of amount that is coming to us as young people?
Wow. Honestly, sometimes I wish that I'm not that old, but I still wish I was younger. Honestly, I'm not joking. I say the Lord, I wish I was younger because I realize I no longer remember things the way I used to. I'm no longer as quick to grasp things the way I used to. I remember I used to grab things when I see that it's not that easy for me again. Cramming was not a big deal, but it's not as easy again for me. So I wish I look back and I'm like, if I had time. So I'm saying that to a young person here, you will not be young forever. While you have the time, make the most of it. Yes, there are a lot of monies out there that are not clean. But to think that every young person who's doing it, making it big, is not clean is a lie. Is you giving excuses for where you are. So it's important to be contented. To be contented is grateful for where you are on your way to where you are going to. But it's not the same with being lazy and complacent. To be complacent is you are grateful for where you are, so much so that you are not doing anything about where you want to be. You are so grateful for where you are. You're not doing much. Not no, sir, let me not use the word you're not doing anything. You are not doing enough because almost all of us we are trying hard. But you are not doing enough for where you want to be. And what is enough? Enough is anything you have to put in to get to that person's level. That person may have a ladder. Uncle, auntie, maybe they have a ladder, but you have to climb the stairs. That person may be taking elevator through relationship network, investment the parents made, trust fund, but you don't have that elevator. You have to take the stairs. So you've got to build up muscles to be able to climb the stairs and get there at the same time. I don't even understand what I mean. So one way to do that is to look at what you already have and monetize it. I want to do something very quickly. So Moses, for instance, this is summer. If he planned it, he could do summer drumming training for children. He doesn't need drums. He walks to a church, especially redeemed churches. Walks to one of those churches or even a stone church. Please, I want to train children for 2 weeks in the church auditorium. This is how much I have to use your fuel or whatever, whatever, whatever. Or in collaboration with the church as an outreach, they do it. Now he's offering it for free. That's why if you always think that you must make money immediately, you start putting the energy. You are likely not going to make money. You must see it as you building for something. If he does that, by the time he's done, one or two children will pick so much interest. The parents will come and meet him. This trade, if my son wants to continue, he has two students. If they pay him 15,000 per month, for instance, to show up one Saturday in a month, in a week, so or one Friday or something in a week, and then he goes there 4 times a month, and he collects 15,000. I'm saying, let me say, no transport is included, or he has deducted his transport. Do you know that that's additional 15,000 he was not earning before? That can start already is making progress. If imagine that you go online now, sponsor an ad saying, "Come and do so and so training at 5,000 naira," is even too far. Hero writes. Imagine that Hero puts up something compelling that young people would love to read and puts it on seller, and then sponsor an ad, automated ad. As he's sitting here, the ad is running, and then people are seeing it. Even if it is two people that will buy. I mean, even in the course of the week, I sold 15 copies of my book. I haven't sold like up to 5 copies in the last 2 months, but I sold 15 copies times 4,000. Do the maths. Unplanned because I'm an author. So that's how to make more money. Look at what you have. Put it. Ruth is like I can see that she has coordinating skills. She should be in event management. By now, she should take from her salary and go for event management certification training, and then start doing it first for free. After a while, you have clients. That's how it starts. Barrister here is a lawyer. So you look at, oh, what kind of solution can I bring to a particular segment that there are many? Maybe take, for instance, small businesses that they really, really need, they cannot run away from. Bring it to them. Okay, somebody developed a software. I won't mention the name here because he didn't pay me. And that software is, I mean, I asked for it. The person didn't market me. I was the one who asked me, this software I use, what's the name? Give me the person's contact. He said, they set it up. They used 200 something thousand. I said, give me the contact. I am ready to do it as new as Monday morning. Do you know why? This software is used all over Agege markets by uneducated women. They said the guy came here, showed us how to use it. We pay money. He gave us machine, give us this, and then we are using it. They pay monthly subscription. You know why? You know why it means to collect money from market women? You must have given them value. So that's what I'm saying. What are you good at where you are now? Just put a little more effort. The problem with us is you do it 1 week, you do it 2 weeks. It doesn't yield there, you walk away. Things don't yield quickly like that. Build it. Stay with it. It may not even pay you in the next 2 years. But one day, one day, they will require a lawyer who is also good with data analysis. It will be only you. One day, they will require an engineer who is also good with this thing. It will be only you. So they don't have a choice. It happened when I was in MTN. A lady, I still repeat her story everywhere. We were together. She was my colleague, not just my colleague, we were like best of friends at work. And when she started night duty, we have only 2 hours to sleep. Everybody, we cherish those 2 hours. She said she's doing one like, I said, he said, the Holy Spirit has been leading me. I said, let me just do it. I said, what do you need it for? He said, so while we are sleeping, she's doing that course. We take our tea, we sleep, she will continue the course. Before you know it, bam, internal recruitment. They needed somebody who's been in customer service in MTN for at least 2 years, who's also been in QA, and at the same time, that's quality assurance, at the same time has this skill. So they cannot go outside because they don't want to teach you all these aspects are fresh. They needed somebody. She was the only one in MTN at Papa, a building with 7 floors. She was the only one who had it. So she returned unopposed and landed the job. And we were all there and she left us. So that's it. It may not pay you now, but put your head until it gets to a day where that skill will single you out. That's how progress comes. When will you say 500 and go and make 10 million? It's for you to prepare so that when the opportunity comes, bang, it will hit you. And at that point, guess what? It doesn't matter how you are. When Joseph came out of prison, nobody asked, what was his offense? It gets to a point where they don't ask you such questions. They need you so much, your value is irresistible. Just keep building. Don't give up. Even if money doesn't show, keep at it.
Amazing. Please, can we give her a round of applause? Amazing, amazing. I expect that after we are leaving here, somebody is just going and just you go inside the bedroom, open shower, and just be thinking of all these things. And thank God it's live. You can just go and watch them and get inspiration.